You know that something needs to change. It's no coincidence that you're reading this now. Something is coming, and it's for you. A blessing that's going to turn your life upside down, but this time in a good way. Someone is listening to your prayers. Yes, those that you made alone in silence, thinking that no one cared. But do you know what you might not have realized yet? The answer is coming. It's not tomorrow, it's not in months, it's closer than you think. Are you ready? Because what's in store for you can change everything. Your plans, your paths, and even the way you see life. But only those who believe receive. Only those who open their hearts transform. So tell me, will you be ready when this blessing arrives? Because it's already on its way. You know that moment when you feel like you've done everything you could, and yet nothing seems to happen. It feels like the universe, life, God, call it what you will, has forgotten about you. Well, He hasn't forgotten. And I'm here to tell you that the answer you've been waiting for is on its way. But before you receive it, you need to understand one thing. Nothing will change if you're not willing to see what's ahead. You are stuck in the past. How many times have you let fear speak louder? How many opportunities have you missed because you didn't believe you were worthy? And how many times have you sabotaged yourself, thinking that what you desired was too big for you? Let's be honest. If you want this change, if you want this blessing to finally arrive, you need to be open. You need to prepare yourself to receive what is reserved for you. Because when life decides to give you something valuable, it tests you. It wants to see if you are ready to hold on tight and not let it slip away. Now I'm going to ask you again, are you ready to break out of this cycle? Ready to stop hiding behind excuses, insecurities, and that eternal, maybe it's not for me? Because I will tell you a truth that maybe no one else has the courage to tell you. If you keep waiting for things to happen on their own, you will remain exactly where you are. This blessing is coming, but it will only make a difference if you allow it to transform you. The transformation starts now. It may be uncomfortable to hear this, but you need to get moving. Look around, look at your life. Where are you now? Is it where you wanted to be? If the answer is no, then it's time to act. This blessing will cross your path, but what are you going to do when it arrives? Will you recognize the opportunity or let it pass by like so many other times? I know you're afraid. Afraid of making mistakes, afraid of not being enough, afraid that this chance is just another empty promise. But let me tell you something. Fear never completely goes away. The difference is that people who change their lives decide to move forward, even with it in their hearts. This change is personal. It's about you. It's not about what others will think. It's not about proving anything to anyone. This blessing that is coming is the answer you asked for, but only you can decide what you will do with it. And before you think this is luck, fate, or anything magical, understand, this blessing is a consequence. A consequence of your choices, of your decisions not to give up when everything seemed to be falling apart. Now I ask you, are you going to prepare to receive it, or are you going to let fear hold you back again? Pay attention. If you continue living as you have until now, nothing will change. This is the truth that no one likes to hear. But if you decide to open your eyes, you will realize that the change has already begun. It starts within you when you choose to say, yes, I am ready. Yes, I am ready to let go of excuses. Yes, I am ready to take control of my life. Yes, I am ready to receive what is already mine. Do not think that this message reached you by chance. Do not think that it is just another random text. This is the answer you have been asking for so long. Now, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to continue waiting for life to change on its own? Or are you going to get up and do what needs to be done, knowing that something grand is about to happen? If you are still here reading this, it's because something inside you knows that things need to change, no matter how much you try to ignore it, no matter how many times you have pretended that everything was fine. You know it's not. You know that something is missing. And now I'm here to tell you that void is about to be filled. But before continuing, you need to ask yourself, are you really willing to let this blessing in? Because if you still believe that everything is luck, that only happens to others, that the world is conspiring against you, this blessing can knock on your door and you won't even notice. Enough with the excuses. Let's be direct. How many times have you sabotaged yourself? How many opportunities have you let slip because you thought it wasn't the right moment? How many times have you given up before trying, out of fear of failing? This is not bad luck. It's not a lack of opportunity. It's you holding yourself back, stuck in a version of yourself that does not want to evolve. And if you continue with these same beliefs, nothing is going to change. That blessing that's coming, and it won't make a difference if you keep looking at the ground, waiting for someone to come and save you. No one is going to save you. But if you decide to lift your head and accept that it is you who needs to take the first step, this blessing will change everything. Let's talk about fear, because I know it's there with you all the time. Fear of making mistakes, fear of disappointing, fear of being rejected, fear of trying and not succeeding. But I'll tell you something that nobody likes to hear. Fear is normal. It never goes away. The secret is not to eliminate fear. The secret is to act despite it. Do you know why? Because this blessing that is coming is not for those who are waiting for life to resolve everything by itself. It is for those who decide that they deserve something better. It is for those who, even with fear, choose to take a step forward. Now tell me, are you going to let fear hold you back again? Or will you, for the first time, decide that it's time to act? Life has already given you signs before. Think carefully. How many times have you felt that something was about to change but ended up ignoring it? How many opportunities have passed and you were left wondering, what if I had tried? Well, now is not the time to wonder. Now is the time to act. This blessing will arrive, but it will not beg to come in. It will not take you by the hand. It will not wait for you to be 100% ready, because no one ever is. It will pass by you like an opportunity, a decision, a moment, and only you can decide whether to grab it or let it slip away. But pay attention. Do not expect this blessing to come wrapped in a perfect package. It may come disguised as a challenge, an unexpected change, something that at first glance you do not recognize as an opportunity. That is why you need to be alert. You need to be willing. You need to believe that you deserve it. Because let me tell you a truth. You deserve it. You deserve everything you desire. You deserve peace. You deserve joy. You deserve success. You deserve to feel complete. But if you do not believe this, no one else will believe it for you. Now I will ask you one more question. Do you really want this change? If the answer is yes, then listen to me carefully. Stop waiting for perfect conditions. Stop thinking you need to be someone different to deserve something good. Life will not wait for you to feel ready. The blessing is on its way, and you need to be now with open arms to receive it. Because let me be even clearer. This might be your last chance to break out of this cycle, to stop repeating the same mistakes, to let go of the weight of old grudges, to abandon that inner voice that says you're not enough. You are, you always have been. Now is the time to finally see that. And when this blessing arrives, what will you do? Will you open the door, or will you keep hiding behind fear? You got this far for a reason. This message didn't appear out of nowhere. Now it's up to you. This blessing is closer than ever, and it's only waiting for you to say, I am ready. I am speaking directly to you, and I want you to pay attention. The moment you asked for, the moment you were waiting for is here. But I'm going to be even more direct. You need to act. Because this blessing that's coming, as powerful as it is, won't do anything if you stay in the same place. Now listen carefully. This is not about the future, it's about what you do from today on. Enough with, I'll do it tomorrow. How many times have you told yourself you would change, that you would try something new, that you would get out of this stagnation? But always later. After things get easier, after you have more time, after you feel more confident. And in the end, you know what happened? Nothing. Because that later never arrived. Now tell me, do you really want to wait longer? Because while you wait, life goes on. Opportunities pass by. And worse, you keep convincing yourself that it's not your moment, when in fact, your moment has already arrived and is passing right before your eyes. Let me be even clearer. This blessing that's coming won't magically transform your life. It is an invitation, a portal, a choice, and you need to decide. Are you going to walk through that door and leave fear behind? Or will you keep repeating the same excuses, thinking that somehow the future will be different without you changing anything? You are deceiving yourself. What will transform your life is not what is coming. It's what you do with what is coming. Now it's up to you. Don't wait for a bigger sign than this. This message is the sign. You asked for an answer and it has arrived. The question now is, what are you going to do with it? Shall we speak the truth? If you got this far, it's because you're tired of your own stagnation. You are exhausted from waiting for things to change, but at the same time you are afraid to move. I understand fear paralyzes, but let me tell you something that maybe no one has told you. Fear also lies. It tells you that you are not capable, that you don't deserve it, that you will fail. And if you keep listening to that voice, you will end up living the same life you have lived so far. But if you have the courage to ignore it, to take a step even with fear in your chest, do you know what happens? Change comes, the blessing materializes, and suddenly, everything that seemed impossible begins to happen. But I need to be honest, this is not going to be easy. No one is promising a perfect path, but I'm here to tell you that it is worth it. The reward is coming, but you will only receive it if you are willing to step out of your comfort zone. So tell me, how much longer are you going to wait? Another month? Another year? Another decade? Or are you going to decide today that you deserve this blessing, that you deserve this transformation? Here's a warning. Life doesn't wait. It is happening now. While you think, while you hesitate, it is passing by. And the truth is simple. Either you get up and do something now, or you stay exactly where you are. Excuses no longer serve. The blessing is coming. The moment is now. But there is one last thing you need to understand. This blessing will not be delivered to you while you are hiding behind fear. It is for those who choose to be brave. It is for those who rise, even with doubts, insecurities, fear of the unknown. Because you know what? Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is acting even when fear is present. Now I want you to take a deep breath. Think about everything you've been through. All the times you thought you couldn't go on, but you did. All the times the pain seemed unbearable, but you survived. You have come this far for a reason. This message is confirmation that you are stronger than you think. And that blessing, it's already yours. The only thing missing, you accepting it. Accepting that you deserve it. Accepting that you are capable. Accepting that the transformation begins now. Now, look inside yourself. Feel the truth in these words. And ask yourself, with complete honesty, what are you going to do from now on? Because what you do in this moment can change everything. Now is the time for truth. Everything I have told you up until now is not meant to be just another text you read and forget. It's not just another empty piece of advice or pretty words that pass through your mind for a few minutes and disappear. This is real. It's about you. It's about what's happening in your life right now. The blessing is approaching. But don't expect it to come with a clear notice or a bright sign saying, "Here is what you asked for." It may manifest in an unexpected way. It may look like a new challenge, a tough decision, or even a sudden change that takes you out of your comfort zone. And when that happens, what will you do? Will you close yourself off again? Or for the first time, will you look at this opportunity and say, "I accept, I am ready for what life has for me"? But don't wait any longer. Stop hiding behind excuses. Stop postponing what you know you need to do. If you've read this far, it's because deep down you already know it's your time. The time to stand up, to act, to change the course of your own story. I know it's scary. Change always is. But it's also liberating. Because when you choose to act despite the fear, that's when things start to happen. The transformation you've been hoping for begins within you. And now, I want to know, are you ready? Ready to receive this blessing that is already on its way to you? Ready to step forward and let go of everything that holds you back? If so, make it clear right now. I want you to comment below. I am ready for this change. Declare it. Not for me, but for yourself. Let this message be your confirmation, your first act of courage. And, if this message made sense to you, if it touched something within you, subscribe to the channel now. Don't let this connection be lost. Leave your like, because that's how this message will reach other people who also need to hear it. More than anything, share this truth with those you know who need it, because sometimes a message at the right moment can change everything. Just as it is changing for you now, the transformation starts now. The blessing is already coming, and I want to see you here, ready to receive it.